Badge number.
Well, I hope it is.
Let's
take a photograph of it, please.
Yeah. Just wondering. I've got to prove it. Obviously, I don't know you from Adam. You could be someone just who's...
Well, we're not going to do this for fancy dress, are we? Right. As my colleague explained, the reason why we stopped you is because you fit the description of somebody acting suspiciously. Right? Now, you've given a legitimate reason why you're here.
Yeah.
Right. But we need to see some ID and some proof that you are here legitimately.
No, I understand that.
Can you see that, please?
I understand that, but on another term, I have actually got human rights.
Is that your vehicle there?
Nope.
Okay. So, what form of identification have you got on you to say you're actually canvassing?
I've got ID on me, but I don't have to legally show it here because I've not committed a crime.
Right.
Obviously,
we've had a phone call about like suspicious mail, so we need to ascertain whether you say you are, but I take it you're not going to give us your name.
I get this every week.
Verify. Yeah, but you've got to appreciate we get calls from members.
No, I understand that, but I'm doing a job. I'm paying me taxes. I'm earning money. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I have not committed a crime.
If you were calling us, surely you'd want us to follow it up, wouldn't you? That's why we've been sent here, to follow it up. We want to be rest assured when we leave here today that you're not up to anything.
Part 1. The stop. Being detained on the strength of a vague secondhand phone call simply doesn't meet the legal bar for a stop and ID request. The law doesn't operate on hearsay and hunches. When the officer's main justification is just wanting to verify who you are, it should immediately raise concerns, particularly here, where the auditor never misrepresented themselves in any way. In this encounter, the auditor's position was firmly within the law. Under UK legislation, police cannot demand identification without reasonable grounds to suspect a specific criminal offense. Here, the officers couldn't clearly state, or even hint at, such grounds. Relying on a loose, third-party claim to probe someone's identity isn't just sloppy policing. It's a pathway to profiling, misuse of power, and harassment. It risks normalizing the idea that anyone can be stopped and questioned without cause, turning a safeguard into a weapon.
I understand it in that way, but I'm not...
Your name gives you ID, we could ring SafeStar, say, and confirm...
Well, you can ring SafeStar and you can ask them if, obviously, if you've got canvases in this area and they'll validate who I am.
And what's your name?
Obviously, I'm not giving it out.
Well, when I ring up SafeStar UK and say you've got canvases and they say
they know I'm in this office, they know I'm around here. Because we get issued to a certain area and they keep both names of the people.
So where's your ID card?
It is on me, but I don't have to show it. I've not committed a crime.
We're going round in circles here, aren't we, chap?
No, I don't mean human rights, mate. I've not committed a crime. Obviously, you're putting me under alarm and distress now. You both cover it going round me. Obviously, you're trying to say that I have to show my ID.
You're putting me under alarm and distress.
How am I?
It's our ID. We've shown you our ID. So
yeah, but at the end of the day, you're a public servant.
Rather than respecting the auditor's right to withhold ID when no crime was suspected, the officers doubled down. They pressed harder, and then, in a surprising twist, claimed they were the ones feeling harassed, alarmed, and distressed. The irony here isn't just striking, it's troubling. How can uniformed officers, trained and backed by legal authority, claim to feel intimidated because someone calmly stands on their legal rights? That imbalance speaks volumes. The problem deepens when one officer tries to justify their actions by pointing out, well, we showed you our ID. But that misses a core issue entirely. This isn't about officers identifying themselves. It's about their insistence on forcing an unlawful request. The narrative flips. The officers cast themselves as victims while pushing boundaries and escalating matters. Treating a lawful refusal as defiance doesn't just reveal poor judgment. It edges dangerously close to an abuse of power.
Listen, chap. I may be a public servant, but I'm not your servant.
No, I didn't say you were my servant, did I?
Okay.
I said, but if you're walking around with a police uniform which gives you powers...
Stop going on about YouTube. It's like this public servant, okay? I'm not a servant. I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Which means, but you serve the public.
I'm a police officer.
Right.
Okay. Police officer. I'm not a servant.
Yeah.
So let's get that quite clear before we start.
Well, there's no need to get angry, is there? Because now you're putting me under alarm and distress. Now I feel threatened.
When the officer declared, I might be a public servant, but I'm not your servant. I'm a police officer. It wasn't a throwaway line. It was a window into a mindset that puts authority above service, the exact opposite of democratic policing principles. By distancing himself from the core duty of public service, the officer revealed a view of the badge as a symbol of control rather than responsibility. This wasn't simply about poor phrasing. It reflected a troubling belief about the nature of the job. The timing made it worse. This statement came after repeated attempts to override the auditor's legal protections, moments where the tone shifted from professional to condescending. In that instant, accountability wasn't just dismissed, it was openly rejected. For the auditor, who had committed no offense, the result was clear. Instead of feeling safeguarded, he was left feeling targeted, pressured, and disrespected.
What, you feel threatened?
Yeah, hence why I'm recording it, just in
That's
case
fine.
any of you's trying
That's
anything cheeky.
That's fine.
I've had it before where police has thrown me on the floor for asking him, have you got ID?
So police officers thrown you on the floor?
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
I've asked for him.
Very strange.
Well, not all coppers are legitimate, are they? Not all coppers are nice. So at this moment in time, am I detained?
That's right.
What for? What am I being detained for? Have I committed a criminal offence? I've not committed a criminal offence. How can you detain me? Because then you're holding me hostage. You're now restricting my free way of movement because now you're saying I'm being detained for a crime I've not committed. I will just literally. I'll send this to me my lawyer, mate. This is going straight to my lawyer.
First things first, you're recording it.
Yeah.
Has it just picked up the that you just said to me?
Yeah.
Right. This is your first and last warning. You swear at me again, you'll be arrested. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but I'm asking why am I being detained?
Listen to me. Are you going to listen?
I'll listen, but I want you to listen to my point of view.
Detained at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So we can speak to the caller.
Yeah.
Because as I said, you fit the description of a person seen acting suspiciously.
Yeah.
Right? Now, until we speak to the caller and fathom out what the caller says to us, you're not going anywhere.
Right, so you're detaining me against my own will from a crime that I've not committed.
Here we see a textbook case of overreach. Holding someone merely because they look suspicious, without tangible evidence, isn't just weak police work. It's a direct breach of civil rights. The officer even conceded that the stop was based solely on a phone call, and that the auditor would remain detained until they worked it out. That's not lawful procedure. Under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act PACE, detention requires concrete, reasonable suspicion, not a vague description or instinct. You can't transform an unverified call into a justification for holding someone. That's not investigation. It's assumption. And assumptions like this chip away at the bedrock principle of innocent until proven guilty, replacing it with presumption of guilt.
Are you going to admit that now on camera, that you're detaining me when I've not committed an offence?
Till we speak to the caller,
Yeah.
see exactly what the caller says you have or haven't done.
Right, but technically you can't detain someone if they've not committed a crime, because then that's holding them against their own will.
Well, once we speak to the caller,
Yeah, but
and
now
see if
you're-
the crime has been committed, then I'll tell you what's going to happen next.
So you're actually admitting you've illegally detained me for a crime I've not committed.
We haven't illegally detained you.
Well, if you've not detained me, then I'm free to go.
Tell you what, walk up there and we'll follow you then if you need to speak to you again.
Well, then it's harassing.
Off you go.
But then it's harassing.
It's not harassing.
No, what I'm saying
It's an illegal
is, if you'd
execution of
like
our
to
duty.
leave,
Right.
if you'd like to leave now and walk whichever way you like, carry on. And if I need to speak to you at a different time, I'll come after you and have a word with you.
The officer's proposed solution, to let the auditor walk away while police followed, revealed a troubling attitude toward due process. It wasn't a compromise. It was a quiet threat. Shadowing a person without legal grounds isn't harmless. It's a form of intimidation designed to maintain pressure until something, anything, can be turned into suspicion. The auditor made it clear he wished to be left alone. Yet the officer floated the idea of informal surveillance instead. This is policing turned upside down. Acting first, finding justification later. It sidesteps lawful procedure in favor of coercion by presence. That's not about community safety. It's about maintaining control, and it erodes public trust at its core.
I'll just put a complaint in. I'll just put a complaint into IPCC.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because obviously you're illegally detaining me for a crime I've not committed. So obviously, like I'm going to ask again, am I being detained for a crime? Because obviously now no one's answering. If I'm not being detained for a
I'm just in
crime,
the process of speaking to your manager.
right?
If you'd like to walk away, you are free to walk away. And if I detain us a crime, I will come after you, won't I? It's up to you, sir.
I'm not going to turn me back. I'm not going to turn me back on officers so you can body slam me.
Do what you'd like. I don't think I'm capable of body
Hey, there's police out there that body slam people for the fun of it.
when he's asked for an officer's ID.
So you've illegally detained me. You call me a liar.
Calling him a liar, it's on camera. Accuse you of calling him a liar.
Yeah, but now you've also legally detained me. So wait until IPC.
No, we're going around in circles. Twice I've said, if you'd like to walk away, walk away.
Well, just for the camera, have I been committed as a crime? Right, so I've not committed a crime, so well, you've given me permission to walk away. I'm not, mate. I'm not, mate. Now you're making lies about me. You've also illegally detained me, like I said before, when he says you're now detained. For what crime? He couldn't give me a crime. So he's legally detained me on the spot. He's also kept me hostage. So I do know my rights, and this will be going to IPCC. I will be sent it to Milan. I'll wait until it's all over line. I don't need the log number. I've got your badge numbers. Because I don't trust it. I don't trust the fact I can walk away with you.
So when you're talking about being...
Yeah, but my right, I don't have to show my ID if I've not committed a crime or I'm on suspicion of crime. I've not committed a crime. I'm working.
When the officer suggested the situation wouldn't have escalated if the auditor had just complied, it exposed a deeper problem. This was an acknowledgement of error. It was a deflection of responsibility onto someone who had followed the law. The facts are simple. The auditor was working, explained a position, and exercised his right not to produce ID without cause. That should have ended the matter. But the officer viewed lawful resistance not as a right, but as provocation. This is policing driven by ego, with the inability to accept no triggers escalation. Worse still, it sends a dangerous message. That refusal to comply with an unlawful order can be grounds for further action. That flips the rule of law on its head.
If working's committing a crime, I'll just go and join benefits.
You could have last time you working 10 minutes ago and you could have gone on your way then, couldn't you? So
we'll have to go so we don't have body slam. So we don't body slam.
Before you get that urge.
Yeah. Okay. So, it's right service. Free to go, Sam?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to leave.
I took them to a criminal court and a civil court. At the criminal court, I was awarded £35,000 because of the incorrect ways and the way they did the jobs, which was performed illegally. Officer Stephen Haynes, PC Jarvis and PC Warwick. One of them was suspended for 2 months with further investigation. One of them was fired, and the other one was given a slap on the wrist and was allowed to still do the job, but under investigation by their own.
A £35,000 compensation payout speaks louder than any soundbite. It confirmed what the court saw plainly. The officer's conduct wasn't a small misstep. It was a serious breach of legal duty. The consequences were severe. One officer dismissed outright. Another suspended for 2 months. A third still under investigation. These are the outcomes of a harmless misunderstanding. They're the result of systemic failure in upholding the law. From start to finish, the officers acted on hearsay. No hard evidence. No credible suspicion. Just assumptions, followed by an unlawful demand for ID. When Colonel declined, they escalated. Not because they had the right to, but because they couldn't tolerate being challenged. The infamous, "I'm not your servant," remark summed up the arrogance. The comment that things would have been easier if he had just complied revealed a complete disregard for civil liberties. This wasn't about enforcing the law. It was about bending it to suit authority. Their actions, from detention without cause to scrambling for a post hoc justification, showed a deep misunderstanding of procedure. And when the legal foundation fell apart, they didn't correct course. They doubled down. In the end, it cost them credibility, careers, and the trust of the public. The message is clear. You cannot bluff the law and expect to prevail. Colonel's calm insistence on his rights and his decision to document the encounter made the difference. His case is a powerful reminder that accountability works, and that a camera can be one of the most effective safeguards a citizen has.